Nobody who understands what smoking does to the lungs would smoke. Nobody who understands what alcohol does to the liver would drink. And nobody who understands what sugar does to a body would eat it in the quantities most people eat it. So if information isn't enough, and it isn't, what is? And I've been thinking about this for at least 26 years. Across every modality I've trained in, across every client I've sat with, across my own life, my own patterns, and my own biscuits, the answer I keep coming back to is this: change happens when curiosity replaces judgment. Not when you try harder, not when you find more willpower, and not when you set stricter rules or make bigger commitments or feel sufficiently bad enough about yourself that you're finally motivated to do something different. Those approaches work briefly and fail reliably. I've seen it 1,000 times and I've lived it myself several times over. What does work, slowly, genuinely and lasting, is getting curious. Curious about what you're actually feeling when you reach for something sweet. Curious about what the sugar is doing for you in that moment in time, not what it's doing to you, what it's doing for you. Because it is doing something for you. It's not random. There's a reason, and that reason is worth knowing. Get curious about what you actually want when you want sugar. Because very often it's not sugar, it's rest or connection or comfort or stimulation or a break or permission to stop for 5 minutes in a day that hasn't given you 5 minutes yet. Sugar is very available. It's socially acceptable and most instantly effective proxy for something your body or your mind is generally asking for. So what if you got curious about what that something is? So what is leaning in? Leaning in, apart from being curious and, having some sort of background to it, for me it means to allow yourself to fail. I've stopped eating sugar several times in my life and I've come back to it again. But I've managed for very long stretches of time to go without any sugar at all. And for me personally, no sugar is easier than a little bit of sugar, because a little bit of sugar has no amount to it. It's very difficult to quantify and very difficult to find out as well. Now that you've studied some packets of pre-packed food, it's very difficult to know how much sugar you actually consume. So for me personally, to say I'm not eating sugar at all is easier. However, the 1st of April, when I started my new I'm not going to eat sugar again, day 1 was a fail. Day 2 was a fail. Day 3 and 4, that was okay. Day 5, I ate some sugar without actually knowing it, because I tried a new food and it did come pre-packed. Did I read the label? No, I didn't. And I thought it was savory and turns out to have sugar in it. So I failed that day, and the next day I had some left over and I ate it. And so that was that, but that was 2 more days of a fail. And then day 7 was a yes again. The first 2 days, so 1 and 2, they were just before Easter, I think, and my daughter was here, and Easter comes with chocolate. And we had chocolate in abundance. So day 1 and 2 was they were chocolate-fueled days. But, I had 1, 2, 3 days that I succeeded. So that was okay. The next week, I did really, really well. And then I was called to the Netherlands because my mum was taking a turn for the worst. And she subsequently passed away. Driving there, being there, doing the whole week of being there after she passed away and traveling back, it was sugar-filled. It was sugar-filled, biscuits, cakes, coffee, you name it. It was sugar-filled. So overall, in the month of April, I've done really bad with my leaning in. But the leaning in is, for me, like week 1. where I fail one day, I fail another day, and then 2 days I'm successful. And the days that I fail, I don't chastise myself. I'm not going to flog myself just because I had some sugar. The days I do not eat sugar, I celebrate. I really celebrate, as in, yes, I've done well. Now, I'm going to talk about a different side of leaning in. So, leaning in for a lot of people means moving towards the discomfort rather than away from it. It means when you notice the pull towards something sweet, pausing long enough to ask what's here. Not to judge it, not to fix it immediately, just look at it. And it also means keeping a loose, non obsessive, genuine curiosity record of when you eat sugar, what was happening before, and how you felt after. It's not a diet diary as such. It's not a calorie count. It's more how do you feel before and how do you feel after. A curiosity log, a way of gathering information about your own patterns that belong to you and exist for no other purpose than to help you understand yourself better. And it means that you notice what's happening in your body in the hour after you eat something high in sugar. Again, no judgment, just interest. The way a scientist observes an experiment. What happened? What did I notice? Interesting. What might it actually mean? And it means being honest with yourself about which sugar in your life is genuinely serving you, as, the birthday cake or the biscuit at a certain ritual, the ice cream on the beach, and which sugar is a substitute for something you actually need and aren't getting. And it means being kind to yourself throughout all of it, because shame closes doors and curiosity opens them. I've worked with people who had been fighting their relationship with sugar for decades. Yo-yo dieting, strict rules followed by spectacular collapses, followed by guilt, followed by stricter rules, and the cycle is exhausting. And it changes nothing fundamentally. What changes something fundamentally is the moment a person stops fighting themselves and gets interested in themselves instead. That shift from judgment to curiosity, it isn't passive. It's not giving up. It's not saying, I'll just eat whatever I want and observe it happening. It's an active, engaged, genuinely difficult practice of paying attention without condemnation. And it is, in my experience, the thing that makes everything else possible. You cannot think your way into a different relationship with food. You cannot will your way into it, but you can notice your way into it. One moment of genuine curiosity at a time. Now, for the coming time, just keep a curiosity log. Not a food diary, a curiosity log. When you eat something sweet, especially when you weren't planning to it, you write down 3 things. What was happening just before? What are you feeling? And what happened in your body in the hour after? There's no judgment, there's no scoring, there's no rules about what you should or shouldn't have eaten, just data, your data, just for you. And if you want to share what you notice, if you want to share the pattern that you're starting to see, please put it in the comments. Many people can learn from it. It would be absolutely amazing if this became some sort of database for other people, what they can look out for, or to see other people with similar things they have, because it might not come up in other literature. So please, if you feel okay with it, put it in the comments. And that's it for this chapter. See you in the next one. Bye.